Thank you. What about you? I
Ah,
think, yeah, you
yeah,
are Mr. Kianish, yeah? You are leader in this group, yeah?
yeah.
That is,
Somehow, we just, not a leader. We just do something like, bring up the questions. But we all together, we attend the, sessions and we discuss about things.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hi,
Nice.
Farid.
Hi everyone, how are you
Hi,
doing? Hi Mr. Mehdi.
hi,
Welcome
how
Mr.
are you?
Mehdi. I'm fine.
Thank you,
You?
thank you.
Oh,
Uh,
it is nice to see you here. You have been on the other group, yeah?
yeah, yeah, I have been in the other group and I know your last name, you know? I think you are the owner of a Remercy site, yeah?
Yes, yes, we are, me and my friends are running the Primacy application, yeah.
Yeah.
And what was your experience in that group? Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, and
Suggestion?
recently,
What, su-
yeah,
what suggestion you have?
Hi
actually, I
everyone.
don't have any special
Hi, Mr.
suggestions,
Razi.
and I think it's so good, you know. Time is good, and yeah, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, okay. Hello, Mr. Vali.
Valley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
how are
are
you
you?
doing?
Long time no see.
Long time no see. We
Yeah,
missed you.
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately last week I couldn't be online because I was in my village and in my garden.
Wow,
So yeah, I was
how,
in vacation.
how was it? You had great
That
time there.
was great. Yeah, that was great. I
It's
invite
because of
all of you to come to my garden and to
Thank you.
be relaxed.
When and where? When and where? Mr. Ken, would you please record the session?
Wh-
yeah, I think I'm recording.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Mr.
Yes.
yeah.
Vali, when and where?
Whenever you want to come and here in Bojnort, I have a garden in my countryside,
Yeah.
and it's about 20 kilometers far from Bojnort, the capital of North Khorasan province.
You have slept there, yeah?
Yeah, I have a home there, and I slept every night last week, and that was very good because after a while I needed to relax and to be far from the busy city.
Releasing your stress.
Yeah.
Very good.
And
And
that was because of the harvest.
No, because I not. Yes, I can say harvest, and I because I have apples and grapes, and
Yeah.
I had to pick them up. So I went there and I had some workers, and I picked all of them up, um, and I get relaxed there, and I came back last night.
Very nice. Very nice. I wish we had the, I think we had a farm like you that sometimes I could go there and have fun. I could be away from these crowd city. Actually,
Yeah,
sometimes it would be very,
yeah, but
relaxing.
I'm not kidding. Whenever you want it, please come to Bojnut and come to my garden.
it's nice of you. Thank you.
I will be very happy.
Nice of
Thanks
you.
for your hospitality. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hi,
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Mansoor.
Hi,
Hello,
Masu.
Hi.
hello. Thank,
Hello. Where is your video,
Nice,
Masu?
nice to see you.
thank you very much. Again, I think
Hi,
it has
Master.
problem. I should fix.
Yes,
Hi, hi.
please fix it.
Okay.
So, guys, I think tonight's topic are somehow philosophical. I think I found them. Um, it's about your, lessons that you have achieved from living.
lessons you learn
from your life.
your life. Okay.
Yeah.
Lessons
And
from your life. Okay.
yeah, and the first
Nice
question
topic.
is, what are some of the most important lessons you have learned over the course of your life?
Okay. Who who
I,
starts, Mr. Valley?
Okay. I think my best experience from my life is something that changed my vision to life, and I think some of them changed my mind. One of them is mountaineering. You know, I call this experience as one of my best experience because after I think that was about 5 or 6 years ago that I started
climbing.
going, yeah,
You
climbing,
started
yes,
climbing. Yeah.
climbing and going to nature. That was a good experience, and after that I found that the life is not in city, life is in the nature. Whenever I went to nature, uh, I feel and I experience the pure life, I think. Because whenever we go to nature, uh, from the about 5 o'clock in the morning, we get out from our minibus and go through the nature until 7 or 8 p.m. And during this time, I think we have, as I said, pure life. Everything is very good. The weather is very good. The vision, when you climb a mountain and you get a view, a good view, you feel exciting and you get energetic that time. And I think that was one of the good lessons for me. After that, this experience changed my mind about life. During the day that you are in the nature, uh, not only you just exercise, you just have a healthy day. You can't think about the life. You can't think about the exact meaning of the life, and you can think about it. And during the next week, you can live live planned. Because you on Friday, that when you are in nature, you can think about and plan your next week. And this is one of my good lessons of my life.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your ideas. Thank you, Mr.
You're
Wadi.
welcome. You're welcome.
How about you, Mr. Mehdi?
Okay,
Can you
what's
share
the
your
question?
thoughts with us?
Okay,
Yeah, the most important lessons or experience that you have learned from your life.
okay, as a person who is at late 30s of his life, I would say the best lesson that I've learned during my life is the value of time. I would say when I was younger, I didn't know how to use my time, how to use time for enjoying my life, and also but nowadays I know, however, I wasted my time during my youth life when I was during yeah when I was younger. So I think this is the most important lesson that I've learned during my life. And as Mr. Ali said, I think if it was possible to change my life, definitely I would change my attitude against some issues in my life. For example, against being married, being single. You know, as a single person. I think yeah, again, I lost many good chances for getting married. So yeah, I think these are main lessons that I've learned during my life.
Yeah, thank you for. You said you are 26, yeah?
No, 30.
You're 30, yeah.
Yeah.
But you have time, I think, if you want to change your decision.
Yeah, I have time, but there aren't good girls as good chances for getting married that I had in the past, and for this
I
reason, and also as a person, who his major was English. After graduating from university, I didn't like to study anymore, to learn to improve my English language, and I
Yeah,
would say I wasted my time on learning computer, and it was a big mistake.
yeah, and I think uh, your willing have raised during these years to finding your lady, your uh, a reasonable lady that you would like.
I hope
How,
so.
how
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. How about you, Masu? You're muted.
Sorry.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. How are you? Thank you very much. I think life has any period of life has its own, lessons to learn. Life is a lot of it has a lot of lesson to learn. One of the most important lessons that I have learned from my life, it was about when I was in university. I think the most important lesson that I have learned, it is that when you are about to do something as your duty, try to do it completely. If you fail in your duty, even your close friend will, humiliate you, and they begin to humiliate you in front of other people. When I was in high school, I was a good student. I was every time I was in rank 2 or one first or second rank in the high school. But when I accepted in a university, I didn't do so well in my studying period. When I failed in some of the courses, even my close friend, humiliate me. It was a most important lesson that I've learned, that if I am about to do something, I have to try to do it completely. That's, I think, important lesson for me, and that lesson helped me when I was, accepted in my MSc. Considering all of the, problems that I had, like being married, having family, and I was, somehow employed. I didn't have much time, but I really did the best in my MSc, and my average is my average is upper than 17. That lesson that I've learned in my BSc helped me to improve and do better than BSc when I was in university. It was a big lesson for me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your sharing.
No.
How about you, Farid? You
Okay.
haven't talked.
Okay, let me tell you a sad story. Today, I read a tweet in Twitter. There was a guy fighting cancer for 3 years. He was full of hope, that he can fight the cancer. Okay, but today I know you know his name. He was a reporter for newspaper. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, there was
Mr.
a
Shadaman, yeah.
yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Shadaman,
yeah,
yeah.
Mr. Shadaman. Actually, he was fighting for cancer for 3 years. He was full of hope, and but today he passed out, and his last tweets was, "Be happy and take it easy." Okay, have it in mind. And there was another guy last year. He also had Olympiad medal, I know, and he also wrote his last Twitter that I am going to die next week, for example, and his last tweet also was take it easy and enjoy your life. All of that. And this is very, very important lesson today. I listened. Actually, these days I was very busy with a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. What should I do in future? And so it was very good for me. And I beg you all to take this lesson, just a sentence. Take it easy and enjoy your life. You have a lot of time. That's all.
Yeah, that was a good lesson. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
You're right. Yeah, you were saying. And what?
it was the lesson that I am trying to understand that we have to enjoy every single moment of our life.
Yes.
That's and what about you, Mr. Kianush?
Yeah, there are lots of things that I've learned during my life. But the one thing that I really like to share with you guys, I used to, look, I used to look up to my elder for getting advice or for, talking to them, because I thought maybe they are more experienced, they know things better than me, which they are experienced, but somehow they cannot be in your position. They cannot, have a good, they cannot make a good choice for you. Then I get to learn I don't underestimate myself because I learned I can make a better decision even though that I'm not that experienced, but I know myself better than anyone else. You know, I think it was a very good lesson that I've, recently. I think it has been for 1 year that I've learned this.
1 year. Cool.
Yeah,
Really cool. Very good.
yeah, that's it. Let me see about next question. Friday, you didn't mention your experience.
My experience.
Yeah,
Actually, you are telling my experience about what lesson I learned.
yeah.
Um, this is actually this is this is the last lesson I learned. Actually, to enjoy the life. Do you?
I think it was other people's lesson that they advised to you.
Okay, what lesson I learned?
Yeah, I want to know your lesson.
Okay. Mm, let me think about it and answer it later.
Okay, let me ask next
Thank
question.
you.
What do you think, guys? What do you think you know now about living a happy and successful life that you didn't know when you were 20?
What do you think you know about?
Yeah, about living a happy and successful life that you didn't know when you were 20. Go first. Mr. Mehdi, do you want to go first?
Mr. Mehdi, we don't have your video.
Yeah,
Sorry, pardon me.
No
Can
problem.
you repeat the question? Okay.
yeah. What do you think you know now about living a happy and successful life that you didn't know when you were 20?
I think I answered this question when I was answering the
Yeah,
previous question. Yeah, I said
yeah,
the most important thing that I learned it's about time, you know. But about being a successful in those days, it's related to my English. You know, when I was
yeah,
at university, I couldn't speak English well, and not only I couldn't speak English well, but I couldn't understand it. And so after graduating, I was disappointed of learning this language. So I didn't do my best for learning it. But yes, as I mentioned in before that, if I was back, definitely I would focus, I would concentrate on my English because I think I've lost many chances, many job opportunities in during my life. And yeah, in fact, I don't consider myself as a successful person when I was young, when I was 20 years old.
yeah, yeah.
That's it.
So if you were 20 now, you would you would pay more attention for studying English. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. However, unfortunately, in those days, I know there weren't good facilities or good or new types of communications alike these days. I mean, for example, Skype is one of them, and also some social networks or social applications like Telegram. Let me tell you the truth. You know, I have been improving my English language through Skype about 4 or 5 years ago. It started on Telegram. You know, I didn't take part in any English class, and I just improved my English language through Skype and social networks. And however, as I mentioned, in those days, these facilities, yeah, there weren't these facilities in those days. We
yeah.
had.
I think never is late for learning things, and you have lots of time ahead of yourself, and you have to have a good prosper thing.
Yeah.
Sure. How about you, Mansur?
I think somewhat I answered the second question in the former one. The first question, I told you the trying to do completely a job or duty that have defined for you. But if I was, 20 years old, if I was 20-year old, uh, I would decide not to waste a lot of time. Up to now, I have wasted a lot of time. I could be better than now. I could be better. I could be better. I could be better an engineer, or I don't know. I could be better somehow, in my career or in my studying. If
Really?
I
Are
was,
you are you regretful?
yeah, I am regret that I didn't do something in the past. I I don't want to, complete myself, but I had and I have the capability to be a good, I also a top one in my career. But up to now, I wasted a lot of time. If I back to my 20s, I would decide some more important things, like not wasting a lot of times and doing something, more important, more applicable than in my job. I think I've wasted a lot of time.
Yeah. Do you think not wasting your time would be a key point for having a happy
Yeah,
life?
yeah. No, no. I just
So
explain
what would
myself.
so
I just
what would
explain myself. Just explain myself. Not. I didn't judge anybody. I just explain myself, and I told you if I didn't waste or I haven't wasted a lot of time, I would have a better situation now.
be the
Because
key
because
point
I
for
had
having?
I have a capability to be so.
Are you sure that either way, you would be, happy if you haven't wasted your time.
It's not. No, it's not about being happy or not. I am happy now, but the question is, it's about how was your past? How did you do in the past? I am happy now, but if I if I did something in my mind that I have now, my situation and my life could be better than it is now. I am happy now. It's not about being happy.
Yeah, sure. How about you, Mr. Riley?
Yeah. I think because this year I'm 41, and I had been heard that in 40 your mind changed, and that happens exactly for me. In these 3 years, my mind completely changed, and I nowadays I think I wasted my time, my youthful, just um, by afraid of the future. When I was a student, I lost my teenager's time, and I couldn't enjoy my life because I was just studying that time for concours. And then after that, I was trying hard to get higher degrees. And after that, when I employed and I started my work from again, I tried hard to get a good position, and I was the top manager of North Khorasan province. But 2 years ago, I forgive that position, and I thought that I have to change my life. After that, I think the life is not as serious as I thought before, and I think I have to enjoy myself. The life is not high positions. Life is not high education. Life is not high degrees, university degrees. Nowadays, I have PhD degree. I have I had a good position in my job, and I had at least I think I had 6 home. But now I think all of them
You're
destroyed
rich.
my. No, all of them destroyed my life. I expend my life for them. And I think because you are young, and I just suggest you that don't think like me, because I spend my youthful, my teenager time for them, and it's not they don't worth that I spend my life by enjoying. I couldn't enjoy myself, and now I changed my mind, and I think in other way. And these days I can enjoy myself, and I can think, and it's not I take easy, and I think life is not as serious as I thought, and I think all of you will think like me after 40.
Mr. Riley, if you want to give us a piece of advice that we could spend our time better, what would be your advice?
I think the average of everything is good. You know, you have to, for example, study. You have to work for average life. For average life, but you have, I advise you to not exaggerate in anything, not exaggerate in studying. Being having a first or second grade in the class is not important. After a while, you will laugh. You will laugh that you get first grade. What was it? What's the meaning of that? It's not important, you know. But that time when you are in class, you cannot understand that, and you think in that time you just think about the lesson. You think just about the grade. But after a while, you will find it that it's not important. It's not, and then you will compare what you lose and what you get.
Mr. Valley,
Yeah.
I'm not that age that you think. We are, I think, somehow at the same age. You know, I am 39.
I'm sorry.
I'm not that young that I told you.
I
am
am
not that young
I
that
am
you
45.
think. Okay, I am
45.
39. We are at the same age. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think like me or not? You changed on 40 or not?
Before answering your question, what's your major?
My major economics. Yeah. Yes, economics.
Are you faculty member?
No. I'm working for management and planning organization.
Okay, thank
for
you.
Government. Yeah.
As you said, my vision. You know, I'm entering my 40s, and I feel that my vision has changed. You know, toward everything, life, I don't know, job, or enjoying my life. Really, when you enter your 40s, I think your vision will be changed. Will be changed, you know, in a way that you feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, for me that was true that in 40 I changed my mind. My mind changed. Yeah.
It was a verification for your statements.
Yes.
Yeah.
So very nice, very nice. How about you, Perry? Are you regretful for what you have done or for what you haven't done since yet?
No, I am not. But actually, Steve Jobs says that you have to connect the dots in your life to be successful. Okay, you have to find the dots and then connect them. Actually, if I go back to
I didn't get what
connecting the dots. Dots means that you have to find the main goals of your life. Okay. And then connect them to each other. That means if you do that in future, you won't be regretful. Okay, so it is important to find the true dots of your life. Actually, if I go back to 20 years ago, then I would take life no serious, no, not so serious. Okay, and then I try to find true friends, and pay attention more to my family. But I am not regretful of what I have done during last 20 years. No, I am not. But the question is, what is your thoughts in your life? And then you have to find them and connect them. It's all.
Unfortunately, I have lost my dots.
No, you have time.
How can I connect them? How can I connect them?
No, you have time. Actually, everyone have time. As Mr. Keanu said, we all have time.
Looking sorry.
I think it requires to know yourself very well.
And
Know yourself very well.
And what
if you want to give me a percentage, what would be your percentage?
Mine.
Yeah.
90%. Mine.
You
really?
mean knowing ourselves?
Yeah.
Knowing ourselves. Actually, what makes you happy? What makes you motivated? These are all things that help you to find what is best for you.
I'm with Mr. Farid.
It is
He's
very
right.
important. Actually, it is very, very important to find the dots, the true dots of your life.
Tell me in private session, how to find my dots. Thank you.
But
Yeah, yeah.
suggest you all to go to YouTube and search for connecting the dots. Steve Jobs. He
Yeah.
has a very great speech in MIT. I don't know MIT, that for university students, he says that now you are going to shape your life. You are going to find jobs, but before that, you have to take a lot of time to find your dots. Please go and watch it.
Yeah, I think it's not so easy, to bring those dots in the practical field, in
Yeah,
the real life field. I think it's very, for me, at least for me, I think it's somehow difficult to find my dots.
yeah.
I will be thankful if you, advise me or
Oh
guide me how to
no,
find my dots.
I I am not in the position to give you the direction.
Yeah, you are.
Master,
Sure you
what
are.
is your percentage?
About myself,
Yeah.
I'm with Mr. Farid. 90%, I think I know myself.
Really? Because
What
90%
what
is
what
a
what makes me
high
sad? What makes
percent.
me happy? What makes me motivated? And my capabilities or my weakness points. I know all of them,
All of them.
but
So,
managing them and
why
managing
you?
them, managing them and bringing them in a practical field that you use in your life, I think it's somehow a little bit difficult for me. I
So,
didn't find the way. The problem is I didn't find the way how to connecting the dots.
Connecting the dots. Yeah. Actually,
Yeah,
yeah,
we have to write down into a
yeah.
paper, connecting
Uh,
the dots, and put it on your computer.
following your suggestion, I've prepared a notebook and I write down my goals. Just writing down. I know how to get them.
Thank you very much. It's very
Just writing,
great.
just write them down.
Very great, great.
Thank you very much.
What about Mr. Kianush? What about you?
what?
The question, if you
If you
were,
back to your 20s, what
yeah,
would you do?
Yeah, I think I would do the same because I'm not that much regretful for the things I have done or I haven't done because I think I did my best. You know, I'm
Yeah,
not regretful because of that.
good for you.
good for
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
Good for
yeah,
you.
So, how about you, Mr. Mehdi? How much do
About
you know? How much do you know yourself?
myself. Okay,
Yeah,
before answering the question, let me tell something to Mr. Farid. He asked me why don't I have a camera? I said, and then before joining us,
yeah.
I said I'm using my personal computer,
Okay.
and for that reason,
Thank you.
and another issue, I have no evil eyes, but knock on wood, it doesn't seem you are 45 years old. I have no evil eyes and knock on wood.
No, he's
Okay.
not 45. He's kidding.
But everybody says that I am younger than
Uh,
as my real
yeah,
age. I
Yeah,
am 40,
yeah, yeah.
you
40
are you are younger
no,
than you
40
you are than your age.
than 45.
No, 30.
Yeah.
Yes, 33.
Yeah, it doesn't look
Six.
at all you are 45 years
Kidding,
old.
kidding. Yeah, it
So,
was just kidding.
Yeah.
he, Mr.
Um,
Mehdi, Mr.
yeah.
Farid is 35. He's kidding.
35.
35.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
35. So you are
Yeah.
younger than me. Okay. But again, it doesn't look you are 35 years old too. Okay. As I mentioned, I have no evil eyes. Okay. Knock on wood. I'm saying.
No.
Remember it. So back to the question. How much I know myself, I'm not sure, but I think it's not possible for any person to know him or herself completely. I think it doesn't possible because I have some reasons that that support my opinion. For example, uh, if you are asking me this question, but if when I consider myself, when I think about, for example, my personality or character, and I don't know how to answer this question, and because if I because if I knew myself completely, definitely I think it was possible, it would be possible for other people to know me, okay, to predict my behavior, my behaviors in different occasions, yeah, but however, sometimes I try to think about my mistakes. I mean, for example, my mistakes or some ways that some behaviors that I've done during my life, and to some extent, I would say I know myself. I know my weakness, my weakness, and I try to address them, but however, sometimes I'm not predictable, and I don't know why, because I think, as I mentioned before, that it's not possible for any person to know him or herself completely, and we're not predictable.
So
That's
give me a percentage.
Basically,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Because
maybe, I haven't thought about it before that, but maybe about 70%, I would say I know myself. But
yeah,
I think this number, this number can be different for other people, and I believe my family members or my friends, and generally speaking, other people don't know me enough, and because I'm not a kind of person to share my secrets, share my personality to other people, and yeah, that's it.
what
you're an
about
introvert person.
you, Mr. Kianush? Your percentage
I think I would give it a 65%.
65.
Yeah,
Dot
because
65.3. So
because I think there are lots of things that I don't know about myself, and when I don't know, it means I don't know now.
yeah, exactly.
How about you, Mr. Valley?
I just wanted to ask Mr. Vali.
He's muted.
Mr.
Yeah,
Vali,
Mr. Valley, can you
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
us?
Your
please
turn.
Yes,
numbers talk. Please
yes.
go with numbers.
Mm,
That
I think 90%.
Wow,
At least
great.
90%. Yeah, I know myself and my weakness and my strengths. I know them, but unfortunately, I haven't, I don't have enough strength to cope with my weakness, and unfortunately, I cannot do everything that I plan to do.
Great. So let me repeat the numbers. 219,
390.
90, 90, Mr. Mansour, Mr. Mansour,
95. 95.
95.
I was with you.
Mansoor was 92. Yeah, Mansoor.
95.
Farid, and you are
95.
95.
Yeah.
I think
I
you
know
could be
everything about
God.
myself.
Yeah, you could be God.
I'm God of my, inner.
Yeah.
God, wow, great.
So, guys, have something to add to this session?
Let me ask Mr. Mehdi a question. Mr. Mehdi,
Okay, yeah.
which group is better, number one or number two? Do you have experience?
This is a hard
We are
question.
recording your statements.
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
You can
it's not
stay
an easy
off the record.
question. Okay, let me, because the other group is managed by a female person, you know. So in that group, members are behave members
Formal.
behave formally, and also Miss Amini, in fact, can manage the group well, and also and but this group, I think you are friendly, you know, you are friendly, you behave in a friendly way, and yeah, there is no, I think, any special difference between two groups, and yeah, that's
Give
it.
no give numbers. Give numbers.
Numbers.
Out out of 20, this group, what is the number of this group? Higher is better.
Uh, if I go, probably, if I want to go, probably I choose the other group. But as I mentioned, in that group, but as I mentioned, there is no difference for me. I have my Skype group too, and we speak 2 days a week, 2 days of a week together, and yeah, I have, as I mentioned before that, I have been learning English through this way. For 5 years, I'm using Skype for communicating to other people, and I've had some groups on Skype. So I think both groups are good enough, and you are friendly enough, and also you are knowledgeable well enough and for managing, and thanks to your thanks for running, for establishing this group, and yeah, that's
Mr. Kianosh, thanks, Mr. Kianosh.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was so eager to know him too, because I know the manager of the other group is Mr. Kianush, and as I mentioned, I was eager to know him, and yeah, that's it. Let me tell you something. When I face with other people who speaks better than me, who are more knowledgeable, they give me motivation. They learn me, they teach me a lesson that you should work more, you should work hard, and you should practice more if you want to be like them. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, really, for having you in our group.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Pleasure is all mine. Guys, have something to add?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you
Okay,
for managing.
Mr. Farid, you could ask the same question as from Mr. Bali, because he has been in the other
Oh,
group too.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I know him, and he has been in the other group too.
let's ask him tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Time is over tonight. Yeah.
Thank
So,
you. So everyone should
so,
find dots and connecting them.
Thank
sure,
you.
sure.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. Have a
Thank
good night.